This is Rob Tebbutt for Boxing Social in association with Pursue Fitness Sportswear. Privileged to be joined here today by former two-weight world champion, the Desert Storm, Tim Bradley. We're here in London ahead of Lomachenko versus Luke Campbell. Just 1 second, make sure I've got you in shot. How you doing, Tim?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Good. Well, welcome back to England. I've seen of your first world title win. Does it bring you fond memories coming back over these parts?
You know what? I share something in common with Lomachenko. Lomachenko won his second gold medal here, and I won my championship here in England. And you know, it feels great to be back. And this is where I started, pretty much, where I started my professional career. When you become a world champion, I became a world champion here, and you know, the rest is pretty much history. You know, I was able to build my legacy after winning the world championship here.
Talk to me about the fight with Junior Witter. How much do you remember of it now? I mean, I'm sure now you've retired and you look back on that as your first world title win. It's fond memories, I'm guessing.
Yeah, you know, it's not fond memories. It was like the start of my career, because once you win that world championship, that's when everything changes. Your life changes, and you know, you defend that world championship. The more you defend it, the more money you be able to gain, the more fame you gain, and also the credibility as well. And I was able to get a fight three times with Manny Pacquiao, and also against Juan Marquez. So I mean, this England is important to me, man. It's important to me. The fans are just different, I was reading Loma saying the same thing. The fans are just different. Like, they understand the sweet science of boxing. They understand, what they're looking at. They love the beauty of it. And I can appreciate that, because it's a little different in America. No offense. But my people, they love knockouts. That's what they love. They love knockouts. They don't love the sweet science. They don't love the angles and the movement. So I appreciate the English fans, and I appreciate being back here, man.
Well, I speak for all of the English fans and say we're very happy to have you back over here. How's retirement? I know, people who are watching this will know you're retired. You don't look like you've retired. You're still in good shape. How are you finding retired life?
You know what? It was a bit difficult in the beginning. I needed to, wrap my hands around something. When you do something for your whole entire life, and then all of a sudden stop, it becomes like almost like you dug a hole. And you're just trapped. You're trapped in this hole, and it's like nothing to grab onto, and you can't get out. And that's the way honestly, that's the way I felt. When I first, was on, first hung up the gloves, and then broadcasting came along, and then I was able to grow in this position, and I feel like I found my way, and now I have something really that I can pay attention to, and something that I can dedicate myself to. Because I've been doing that pretty much my whole life. That's been my routine, dedicating myself to something. So now I do it to broadcasting. So it's awesome. It's an awesome feeling. A lot of people saying, "Are you going to come back?" No, I'm not coming back. I enjoy what I do, and I do miss it at times, but I don't miss getting hit upside the head at all.
No, I think it's very well said. I'm drawn to an interview that you did very, very recently in the wake of the tragedy that occurred with Maxim Dadashev. How important was it for you to, you've just mentioned the fact that you retired seemingly with your faculties intact, with your good looks intact.
Appreciate you.
How important was that for you to do that? Because obviously it's not something that we see from every fighter in their career.
No, you know what? I wanted to leave on my own terms. A lot of times, guys, they leave. They can't leave. They're not financially stable. They didn't do right with their money. Sometimes it's ego. A lot of times it is ego as well. But for me, it was like I needed to get away, so that way I can keep my faculties. I did right with my money. I invested my money the right way, and saved my money. Because it's a short period of time, man. It's a short period of time. It's a short window, especially for a guy with my stature, a guy that had, my ability, a guy that fought big guys, and I had to be aggressive. And so I had to take some to give some. So, typically fighters with my type of style, they don't last that long in the business. And if you stay too long, then you'll see the effects a lot earlier. So I'm happy that I was able to retire at my own terms. And, now that I look back at it, I think it was the smartest thing that I've ever done in my life.
What's your standout moment from your career? You achieved an awful lot. Obviously, you've mentioned the 3 fights with Manny Pacquiao. A fight that people are always drawn back to is that war with Ruslan Provodnikov. We've mentioned you winning world titles, unifying world titles. What, if anything, stands out as your biggest career achievement?
Biggest career achievement it was beating Marquez. That was the best fight that I've ever fought in my whole career. It was actually the time where I dedicated the camp to myself. It was coming off the Ruslan Provodnikov fight, and I brawled in that fight when I should have boxed. So I went back to the drawing board with my trainer, and I really focused on my recovery. I really focused on my boxing ability, and I really wasn't worried about Marquez. I felt that if I was at my best, and I felt that, if I was to just dedicate everything to me and make myself better, there was no way he was going to be able to beat me. And when I did that, you see the result. The result, came out like we expected it to come out, and we knew it was going to come out as long as I was, firing on all cylinders. So, that takes me to this fight. This fight here, Campbell versus Lomachenko. And to me, that's the difference between the two fighters. For me, it's like Campbell has all the advantages. The height, 5.5-inch reach advantage. He also has experience. He's been in this weight class a lot longer than Loma as well. He has the mass advantage. He also has the home field advantage. But the one thing that he doesn't have is how he perceives himself. He doesn't have that. Lomachenko has that. And I've read that Lomachenko said that he is the best fighter in the world. He truly believes that. And now Campbell, I don't think Campbell believes that he's the best fighter in the world. And if you know boxing is, I don't know the opinion, but it's 90% mental. It really is. Because everybody's going to get in shape. Everybody's going to train. But your mentality and how you train, your mental toughness and how you train this is the most important thing. That's what's going to guide you through the fight. Your brain controls everything. Well, Lomachenko is a master at his craft now. He truly believes he's the best fighter in the world. Whereas Campbell having to do something he's never done before. Spar 3 guys at once. I mean, why? Why, Campbell? You're a gold medalist. He doesn't believe in his abilities. He doesn't feel that his abilities are good enough to be able to compete with Lomachenko. That's the reason why. It's his insecurities. It's his team insecurities. That's the problem here. You can have every advantage. You can have the height advantage. But if you don't believe that you can win, if you don't believe that you have the goods and you have the skills, you've already lost the fight already. Because once things get tough in there, and they will, you're going to fold because that's what you expected. So, for me, like I said, the Marquez fight, I truly believed that I was going to win that fight, and I focused on me. Loma, when he trains, he focuses on Lomachenko, getting himself better. That's it. He doesn't worry about Campbell. He doesn't worry about Campbell. You want to know why? Because he knows that if he's at his very best, no one can beat him. So that's what I think about this fight. I know that, Campbell feels that he needs to knock him out, and I rightfully feel that he does. I really do think that he does. He's definitely going to have to make adjustments in this fight. Lomachenko, there's one other thing that Lomachenko has that Campbell doesn't have, and that is the gas tank that Lomachenko has. I don't even think Lomachenko has a gas tank. I think he's battery operated, like some kind of Tesla or something, with solar panels on top of the Tesla to recharge the batteries. Because let me tell you, each round he gets tougher and tougher and tougher and tougher each round, and that's what I recognize, that the elite, the top, I'm talking about from Manny Pacquiao to Andre Ward to a Floyd Mayweather, Sugar Ray Robinson, all these guys, their tank is humongous. It's huge. It's huge because they don't get tired. There's another gear. There's another gear. They're driven. I don't know what it is. Their concentration is different. And that's going to be the biggest difference in this fight. When Campbell is fading, Loma's going to be rising.
Well, I think it's fair to say analysts is a job that fits you very well. That's a hell of a breakdown. Just finally, a lot of people consider Vasyl Lomachenko and Terence Crawford to be the consensus two best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. Terence Crawford, somebody I know you do know very well. Who would you say is currently the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world?
Well, at the very moment, Terence Crawford is my pound-for-pound best fighter in the world. But I have to say, if Lomachenko defeats Campbell and wins the third belt in his weight class, he will move into my number one pound-for-pound fighter in the world.
Okay, well, there we have it. Tim Bradley, thanks very much for speaking to Boxing Social. Real pleasure to sit down with you. Been really interested having a nice chat, and I look forward to catching up with you sometime soon.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you.
Very much.
All right.